In June of 2025, Hall of Famer Tracy McGrady dropped a bombshell on First Take, suggesting that if he'd taken Kobe Bryant's spot next to Shaquille O'Neal in the early 2000s, that they would have secured the same 3 championships that Shaq did with the Mamba. Naturally, this comment ruffled feathers and set the internet on fire, cracking open a debate that nobody realized would be so polarizing. But here's where things get really interesting. On a recent episode of the Big Podcast with Shaq, the Diesel himself had to address this hypothetical that directly involved him. Without missing a beat, Shaq's thoughts on this scenario had the rest of the panel floored. And when he teased the mechanics of the partnership, suddenly a very clear picture forms of a duo that could have easily rewritten NBA history.
T-Mac made a statement the other day, and I'm going to answer if you guys answer. He said, if you switch him and Kobe out, as far as playing with me, the outcome is the same. You agree or disagree?
No, you're not. You're not just saying you switching out with Kobe and you're going to be what Kobe was. That's not. I don't agree with
nothing
that.
away from nothing away from T-Mac.
Great player.
No, you not Kobe.
And that mentality too.
I might have to disagree.
I don't know though. You know what my difference mine is though, big fella, is the mentality. Like it was like that killer mentality. Everybody didn't have that. Like he was a great player. Don't get me wrong. But it was times that Mike and Kobe, I felt like that Mike gave Kobe something that nobody else would be able to even imitate and be able to like have that mentality. A lot of players no other players had it really.
I agree with you saying, but I'm saying I didn't look at it like that. That's why I like everybody's opinion. You don't think I could have won 3 with T-Mac? I think I could have.
Yeah, for sure.
T-Mac was a bad boy.
But I don't
what about the 2 after
away
you left?
From that though.
T-Mac was a bad boy.
I feel like
time
you put any of the
you
could say that about outside of T-Mac. You could say a lot of them put him next to you at that time.
Good point. All right, what about Vince? Me and Vince.
I feel like
3 in a row.
I feel like people downplay Vince. They just think he a dunker. Vince was one of the most talented players ever played. I believe the same thing.
Actually, when he said that, a lot of people hit me, but T-Mac was a bad boy.
Yeah, for sure.
He was.
And I feel like even not saying it, it's just like Kobe just watching, playing in the league, and was a fan of like everybody watched T-Mac. Everybody knew how good T-Mac was. But if you asking a question about him or Kobe Bryant, I don't know what team they was on. If obviously everybody's path different, but like what Kobe has, there was only one other player that's the greatest player in the world has. Like they're the only 2 that has that.
Obviously, countless media and players, both former and current, weighed in on this after Shaq completely sided with T-Mac. One of those outlets was, of course, the popular podcast Gil's Arena. When Gilbert Arenas, Nick Young, Kenyon Martin, Brandon Jennings, and Meta Sandiford Artest got into one of the most heated debates you'll ever see on this topic. Buckle up, because this clash of eras on the panel made for absolute chaos.
Do you agree with T-Mac saying he would have won a ring if he played with the prime Shaq?
Shit, I would have too.
Shit, I would love to. Hey, I would love to have replaced Derek Fisher. Shit, I sit in this corner, boss man.
One ring as the number 2 option.
Oh no, I don't know what you talking about. We all was number 2 options.
No, that's
the whole league. That's what makes it stupid to argue. The whole league was number 2 options. If Duncan would have went there, number 2. If Dirk was there, number 2. If KG was there, everybody was number 2.
You see his stats?
Number 2.
He didn't get out the first round.
If Duncan won a ring in 2000.
2. Or number 2. Everybody was the number 2 option.
I got talking about the Shaq?
Yes. Right. Everybody. Yeah. Like he was the only player that when we're talking about guarding him, you're putting 3 to 4 people. Yeah. It was, if you didn't dig down on the first dribble, the person that's guarding him was pissed off. Come on, dog. This is what come on. The game plan. His first dribble, hard dig.
Would he be available?
Who?
Tracy McGrady. He was injury prone, so would he be?
Not early, not that point in his career.
We're talking about 2000, 2001, 2002.
So he's saying
he averaged 32.
He's saying what year?
The Orlando. He's talking about the Orlando
T-Mac.
I don't think the
Orlando T-Mac. If he took the Orlando T-Mac that averaged 32 in that, and you replace him and put him with Kobe, he's the same person.
Yeah, it was a point in time where
T-Mac. That's what you're talking about that time.
It was a point in time where T-Mac was like, we were saying it. It was like a point in time where everybody was like, oh, who's better. There was a point in time, like for 2 or 3 years, that was the conversation. And Kobe,
everybody thought I was stupid when I said
never got out the first round.
When he's not, dog, what are y'all talking?
We get the
He's not saying one. He's saying you're that's some stupid niggas. But he said if you take me and put me in there, I can average 22 and win the championship. That's what he's saying.
I don't know.
Kobe was averaging 30. Like Kobe was averaging 28, 20.
He averaged 22. But what he's saying, if you just put me in there and I'm what I'm doing, I'm the second option and I'm playing my role, shit, we can win a championship. What makes me not win a championship?
But you know, Shaq
he's not saying he's gonna be there and do that. He's just saying you put me there. Everybody say the same shit. Well, if you sub me with motherfucking Derek Fisher, nigga, I can win a championship with that.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we do.
Chemistry, we don't know that.
God damn.
We don't know that.
Right now, y'all just arguing just on
Niggas with
You just want to put people next to like
that. Y'all wasn't in the league. Were you in the league then? Do you think the Orlando, the nigga that won the scoring time, if you replaced him with Kobe, does he have a chance to win a championship?
I mean, probably.
Okay. Kenyon?
Oh,
okay.
100%.
Okay. People
Can you also set yourself in that same position?
It is one.
You nigga was sweet. Damn.
I'm saying, and that.
Your work ethic ain't like Kobe.
But you know, Shaq chose to go to the Lakers. So he chose Kobe.
There was 20 on that team.
So hold on. You wasn't there. You was in middle school. You was in middle school. You was in high school for the 12th time, so we don't want to hear. Melo, can you tell me?
This is loser talk.
Can you tell me exactly when Kobe had 3 rings and T-Mac was doing? What were we saying again?
In that era, in about 3 years, where everybody was saying they was better.
3 rings. They didn't know who was better.
It was just in that point in
They
time.
act like I was not there and I was not in the locker room and we was having these discussions and one was 3 rings. He's right. They act like I made it up myself. They act like I made this shit up my fucking self.
That's fine.
It wasn't my opinion, nigga. It was a fact. He came on here and said the same thing. And y'all want to argue with the niggas that was there.
It can't be a fact if you don't get out the first round and do shit. Come on, man.
I'm not necessarily comparing them because however at that time I felt Kobe might have had the edge personally. I might have felt Kobe had the edge, but what everybody was saying.
Personally, it has nothing to do with. What'd you say? Everybody.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Kobe had the edge, but everybody was saying like, yo, T-Mac. That's what people were saying.
They were saying you was the best player in the league.
We were saying nobody said that. We're telling you what was.
They never was on the.
This is not
Gilbert.
2016. We're talking about what was being said in real time in 2000. We're talking about 2002. What was being actually said, dog?
That nigga was averaging 29. He was third in the league in scoring.
This nigga was averaging 32 a game, scoring, and nigga getting triple teams. Nobody in the league was guarding T-Mac. That's what the conversation was. Y'all thought I was just capping. I'm not. There's a reason Kobe was feeling some type of way.
It is amazing these days, right?
These niggas are stupid.
Brother argue like
listening.
You always think y'all right. You're not right.
We were there.
I don't have to agree with you. I don't have to agree with you. I don't give a fuck what y'all. I don't have to agree.
What is your take? No, you are wrong. You niggas
stupid. Niggas act like I gotta agree with you. You don't have to. You're not right. Shut that shit up. That's sticking on my nerves.
In 2002, from 2002, you tell us.
Thank you.
You niggas don't have. Y'all not right. Let's go.
We're not right, and we were there. And we're game planning. We're talking. We're guarding these 2 men. We're not right.
I know. He bust y'all.
Now you tell us what was being said. How about this? What was being said in 2002 then? Since we're wrong, tell us what was being said in 2002.
I don't know. I was a Kobe fan.
I don't give a fuck what you're talking about.
What Kobe was doing in LA.
If you can't give me an answer then, and I do a fucking question, then shut the fuck up talking about it. Do a question, 2002, can you tell us what was being said?
The parade, at the
Can
parade,
you tell us? I hate you niggas that got opinions and then you don't have an educated fucking answer.
T-Mac and Kobe. I heard Kobe at the parade.
I'm asking you an educated question.
I didn't hear, T-Mac would have been Kobe.
Educated fucking question like a fucking man. In 2002, when he had 3 rings, can you tell me with your educated self what was being said about T-Mac and Kobe? Since we're wrong, what was being said?
I just heard.
I know you don't fucking know.
Kobe.
You ain't even got that. I know you.
Nobody was talking about a nigga that lost. It was always niggas that won, Kobe or Shaq. Who was better?
So that's what you found. That's what heard.
That's what we heard
in middle school.
Kobe and Shaq win the championship.
In middle school. Now, what did you hear in 2002 as a professional basketball player playing against Kobe and T-Mac? Let's hear what you, because we know what y'all heard in middle school from the
Well, it was definitely harder to guard Kobe personally. But collectively, I mean, T-Mac would go to work too, but when I was guarding T-Mac versus Kobe, it's a different player. You know, I moves like they both spin right, they can fade right, they can fade left, but collectively, people were saying it was an era and point in time where nobody at that point in time.
And one had 3.
I'm not saying that, just that point in time.
Sounded like it was a lot of haters in 2002.
Oh, no, I listen to what
Now, when Paul Pierce was asked about the T-Mac and Shaq duo on Podcast P, he gave a different kind of take that hadn't been brought to the table yet. What if T-Mac paired with Kobe instead of Shaq? And what would they be able to accomplish as a unit in the early 2000s? Along with that, Pierce dives into the immense talent of the wings during that era and asks if it was the greatest era ever for shooting guards and small forwards. From Pierce himself and the great T-Mac to Kobe and Vince, and then guys like Allen Iverson and Ray Allen, the depth for these perimeter players was endless. And the truth breaks it all down with Paul George and the gang.
Last episode, we asked P his take on T-Mac comments that T-Mac said he would have won a ring if he was with Shaq instead of Kobe. So you played against Kobe on the biggest stage, so do you agree with T-Mac, the take from T-Mac?
I completely agree with that. T-Mac, I'm telling you, dog, listen, T-Mac was another level. He needed that one other superstar. If you had to put T-Mac with KG, if you had to put T-Mac with Shaq, people would be like, oh, he played with Yao. Yao was kind of hurt. He was in and out. And you put T-Mac with LeBron. Man, come on.
Just anybody that's a star. Wemby right now.
But I'm saying, think about the guys who are fortunate to play with each other. Wade and Bron. You put Wade and Mac for sure.
Right.
Kobe and Shaq. T-Mac and Shaq.
True.
Man, come on. It would have been ridiculous.
I wonder why he said you think Shaq and not Kobe though.
What you mean you think?
He could have won it with Shaq, with Kobe as well. Don't you think?
That might have been a little bit more difficult. Shaq is Shaq. That's why it's
I know, but he said
that's a good one.
any other superstar.
I mean, I think because they're in the same position, right? And they've been.
That team would have been tough to beat. Kobe and T-Mac? You wouldn't be able to sleep. You're going to wake up, even like me as a perimeter dude, and I'm guarded in 2 and the 3. It don't matter which one I got to guard tonight. We'll put my poison. Man, which one ain't no break.
Right.
Ain't no break with
That's
either
true.
one of them.
Right.
A break could probably be T-Mac because Kobe had that killer instinct.
Yeah.
Mac did too. Just like, man, that would have been a nightmare. You would have started talking about Pippen Jordan type shit with them two. Yeah, I wonder who would have
happened.
Played the second fiddle with them because T-Mac was so skilled. I remember telling T-Mac, I was like, man, you probably the most skilled player I ever played against. It was just like, it was ridiculous because I didn't get a chance. I played against Cole, but I played against T-Mac way more. Being on the East, I'm playing against him 4 times a year, and it's like, damn, I remember that. That was a gauntlet. The East was a gauntlet. At the perimeter, man, especially damn, by the time you got in, you got to understand, every single night it was somebody. Van, T-Mac, you had Jamal Mashburn when I came in, Big Dog Robinson, and then LeBron and Melo came in. The perimeter, then you had Cole, Sean Marion. The perimeter was ridiculous. Every single night I had to play against an all-star, I felt like, in the East. Like, Danny Granger was there before you. He was an all-star. You know what I'm saying? The East with Ray Allen in Milwaukee. It was like every night I felt like, I ain't getting no rest.
In February of 2003, the Orlando Magic traded their sharpshooting second-year wing, Mike Miller, to the Grizzlies for rookies Drew Gooden and Gordon Gierche. The transaction sent ripples through the Magic locker room, as fans and teammates questioned why Orlando would break up a team they just invested in over these last 12 months. But for Tracy McGrady, Miller was more than a teammate. He was T-Mac's roommate and had become a close friend by the time of the trade. Just 2 nights later, in front of the Orlando crowd against the visiting Chicago Bulls, McGrady poured every ounce of emotion into dominating the Bulls defense, putting together a scoring masterpiece and transforming his frustration into fuel. McGrady dropped a crazy 52 points in just 3 quarters of play, but this wasn't just a scoring frenzy, it was a message of loyalty and a tribute to a great friend. Here's Miller on his thoughts on T-Mac and what it was like for a Hall of Famer to have that kind of amazing performance in his honor.
You played with one of PG's favorite players, Tracy McGrady. That's our old joke.
Hey, that's who he reminded me of, though. T-Mac, T-Mac was cold-blooded, Jack. What?
He was a problem, bro. He was easily one of my favorite players.
These kids these days have no idea. That right there, lefty Hezzo dunk, lefty Hezzo pole, see ya. That man was nasty.
This is what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you because the same year you won Rookie of the Year and he was winning the scoring titles, I was going to ask you what you was doing. How was them early years playing with the great T-Max?
No.
I know you got more stories than that.
No, super dope, man. I'll be honest. Never gets talked about how good as a passer he is. The same thing I talk about him. His feel, talking about PG, his feel was so good. And that's a natural thing. His feel was elite. Now, yes, he was 6'9" with a 7'9" wingspan, but he's a grinder. He worked hard. You know what I mean? I had no idea what to expect because he came from Toronto. The same year I got drafted, they went and got T-Mac and G Hill in free agency. And that's why I said self-awareness and light bulb at a young age was huge for me. So I walked in that gym and I literally was. I was more of a passer, athletic dude. Dallas, I know it doesn't look like it. I was an athletic dude at one point.
Same. Trust me, I get it.
but I walked in that gym and I'm like, whoa, G Hill and T-Mac do that a lot better than I do it. So I'm like, I got to figure out how to stick and play with these guys. But to answer Jackie's question, T-Mac was just different, man. I'll never forget, I sprained my ankle one game, and I think it was my first year or second year in the league. I'm walking off and said, don't worry about this, killer, I got you. That man had 69. I said, damn. I must sprain my ankle every game.
Right.
He was super cool.
I sprain my ankle every game.
Yeah, I got most swollen ankles in the business.
Talk a little bit about the trade and how it went down from your perspective, because T-Mac is on record saying that he was upset and he actually went and scored 52 points in your honor out of anger that the team traded you away. What happened there?
I would tell you, it was crazy because it was leading up to trade deadline, and everyone obviously knows in this business, trade deadline, we just witnessed the Luka trade and the Anthony Davis trade. Anything can happen, and I'm not putting myself on that category by no means. But you're learning the business as basically my second year, it was my third year in the league. And T-Mac did go in and basically said, don't trade him, is what I've been told. It's my birthday. I get traded on my birthday. So we're at birthday dinner. It's T-Mac, it's UD, and it's my family. We're sitting there, and we're having birthday, and the phone rings. And P, you look at your phone, and it says, Orlando Magic, whatever. Shit, I just got traded. So I just I got the call, and back then I was still young enough to have the caller ID on it. Jackie, quit calling me old. So I had the shit, and I looked at T-Mac and said, I just got traded. He said, no, you didn't. And I got on that phone, and they're like, hey man, just letting you know we just traded you to Memphis. It was an unbelievable, as a young kid, it's a shot because you're playing well, you're cool, you're the best player, things are going really, really good. But it was the best thing for me, too, because it got me out of my comfort level, got me back on the grind a little more. Memphis was an unbelievable ride for me. I was there almost 9-10 seasons, so it was good.
I shared this story multiple times, Mike, about my first year, not necessarily known as a shooter, but over the course of my career, I've worked on it extensively. You were known as one of the best shooters of our era, in your era. You talked about T-Mac, you talked about Grant Hill, you getting there in Orlando and then being there, you having to pivot your game to become more of a shooter. Can you expand on how those two guys help elevate you? They take you under their wing? What was those guys from a mentor standpoint of you becoming a better shooter?
First of all, it's a great question. And I think it's one thing that's missed in the NBA now is I was fortunate enough to get drafted to a team with a bunch of OGs, real OGs, man. People that have been through it, Monty Williams, Daryl Armstrong, T-Mac, G Hill, Pat Ewan, Sean Kemp. Like I had OGs, only rookie in there. You're walking in the locker room full of men and you quickly realize, listen, man, they don't give a shit about your problems. They don't. Right. And so
they've been there and done that.
100%. And so I learned so much from T-Mac and G Hill because that was my position. But the most important lesson I learned was something they didn't teach me, which was self-awareness. And I meant that. I had some shit, there's no question, but I wasn't on that level. And so my whole thing at that point now was, okay, cool. What can I do to stick in it? What can I do to get on the floor? And that's why I try to help these young kids now. Who you are at 19 is not who you're going to be at 27. But at the end of the day, you can't be 27 in this league if you don't do this shit at 19. And so it's like, how do I get on the floor? How do I earn trust? How do I get? So I learned, if I'm gonna be on this team, I better be able to be, yes, versatile offensively and defensively, but I'll be able to make shots. And so that's when I really started my routine, because I wasn't a shooter in college. I wasn't a shooter in high school, right? But I was like, oh shit, one thing I can control is how well I shoot the ball. So I went on my routine, and I made 1,000 shots a day. And that's the one thing they taught me. And it wasn't even something they taught me. It was like, I just visually saw it. Those dudes are a level above me, man. So I got to figure out how to stay.
Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James came into the NBA as the two most hyped prospects in a draft class that's known today as one of the greatest of all time. As two brand new, dynamic, and exciting wing players entering the league, they both would be matched up against the great Tracy McGrady, who will win his second straight scoring title for Orlando this year, head-to-head early on in their rookie seasons. Against Carmelo, in the rookie's 9th game ever to that point, T-Mac dominated with 51 points on 66% shooting, including 8 threes made, while Carmelo only had 17 points on 26.1% shooting. Then, on Christmas Day 2003, McGrady would have a classic duel against LeBron James, dropping a 41-point, 11-assist double-double and sneaking out with the win in overtime against the Cavs. Now, over 20 years later, T-Mac himself sat down with Melo on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn and broke down exactly why he circled those first 2 matchups with the youngsters and why he had to make sure he was the one to give them a proper welcome to the NBA moment.
Any rookie, I cannot let you play against me.
Right.
Whether it's preseason, whether it's summertime, whether it's regular, I cannot let you feel like you got any type of confidence. I got to kill a confidence right away when it comes to me. You can go over there with somebody else, but when it comes to me, I got to kill that confidence. It's the mentality
that we have, you know what I mean? And that goes back to my game against Braun on Christmas, right? Man, I hearing all
classic game, man.
All the hype of these cats coming in. All the hype. I'm hearing it from my boys back home, right? Christmas Day. Man, what? Y'all think I'm about to let Braun come in here and steal the show as a rookie? And what I've been doing the last couple years in here? Hell no, bro. And one of my boys, man, he was my barber from back home. Shout out to C-Wright. We had a bet. He's like, bro, Braun gonna come in and tear your ass up. He's just always a joker like that. He gonna come in and tear your ass up. I said, all right. I said, motherfucker, make sure you tune in.
That was a classic game right there.
It was a classic game, but to see a young cat like that with the poise, right, and going up against me at that time when I was leading the league in scoring, and to see how he handled that, right, that type of pressure coming in there, I knew he was born for stardom, bro. Like, he was gonna be that dude. He was hitting the shots that he was making, and when you playing against somebody, a dynamic scorer like myself, and then you got to go on the other end, score and guard that dude. When he's making shots like that, meaning myself, you get a little bit discouraged, bro. He didn't get discouraged. When I saw he didn't get discouraged, I was like, okay, it's gonna be a problem.
You know the look.
Yeah.
Somebody come on the court, you be like, man, they don't want to be here right now. You
look in their eyes.
You can take it from them.
You look a man in their eyes when you boom.
I seen plenty of nigga eyes where they just wanted to run the other way, and I seen it, bro. I'm in.
Speaking of which, to make that connection even deeper, Melo, is it true that T-Mac was the first person you watched like real life score 50 in the NBA?
Bro, it was 03. Like I'm fresh in the league.
Yeah.
My 5th game in the...
So you've never seen anybody score 50 into that?
Live?
You've never been in a game where somebody scored 50 up until your rookie?
League,
until watching you.
I'm saying period.
Bro, I've seen people get buckets. I've never seen nobody score 50.
That's what I'm saying. He's never seen anybody score 50.
You talking about 50 live? Never.
Wow.
So coming to the league right here.
I'm sitting there telling my man, Vashawn Leonard, he gonna stop doing the same shit.
It's just a way that I'm gonna get to it.
Dribble has coming. 2020 has he pulled it.
If you know anything about this show, that's what he does. But he don't switch on.
Listen, but we want to get the context. You talking about the time? No, I'll give you context. We're gonna tell you a time period of where you played your position. Right. Mac, see, he fucked the game up because he was the 2. He was a shooting guard. No matter if you wanted to guard him or not, you wasn't gonna guard him because you had shooting guards on your team.
In Detroit, you playing point.
Yeah, I made point.
I know that.
I was
but
a
you
natural.
mainly played point in those teams.
Yeah, I was a natural facilitator.
Yeah.
That came easy. I could wake up out of my sleep and read the board, right? I know to teach me that. So I'm naturally gifted in that. Make plays all over the basketball court. So when this out, right, when I ain't have my explosiveness, I just to the point guard position. It was just
and that's the
easy
Penny Hardaway
transition.
influence, right?
Yeah.
Like just guy you watch.
For sure.
50 was deadly. You know, and young player, you're just like, you mad? A nigga came to your house and gave you 50 from a competitive standpoint. But then you like, that's Mac.
That's Mac.
That's Mac. 50.
I mean, it's a bit of a welcome to the league moment as well.
It is. My thing was, I to be there. Like, I want to make sure that I did something that somebody can say anything. Man, yeah, Melo did in this game. Like, let's give me a part of the narrative.
No, you knew, and those dudes was gonna be tough. And honestly, I mean, no anybody, but I thought he should have run Rookie of the Year.
I mean, what's that?
He won Rookie of the Year. You should have won that shit Rookie of the Year because you took your team to the playoffs. Did y'all win 50 games that year or 45?
46
as a rookie leading your team. That tremendous an accomplishment for come in, have that spotlight on him like that, and to get slighted the years. I ain't like that at all. But I knew he was gonna be tough because right away you seen the physicality on the offensive end. Like typically young come in and they try to ease their way. This motherfucker was like a bruising. He was a bruiser.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody says it. They walk home with ice packs after playing.
Yeah. Bruiser. And you had to withstand that for 40 minutes of hell. You know, the young that coming in and being who they were at that time, because you talk about Kobe, AI, myself, and Vince. Like now we some young energy coming in this motherfucker that's confident, right? Aggressive, and got game. Got game.
People don't give you enough respect for that because you came to a team, y'all had vets.
Well, they won 17 games a year before I got it.
But you had vets, though.
They have vets.
You have vets.
Which is
you
key.
Put a 19-year-old Melo with a bunch of vets, and you lead that team to the playoffs. People don't understand. When you come to the league, you still only this age.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, men and all that stuff, they just think you're just an NBA player. But nah, you're 19 years old.
It's not a video game. I don't think a lot of people put into perspective, like, the mental you need to come in at that age and be like, yo, he's kind of got to lead
and
even
to
though he's a
deal
kid.
with what's going on around.
You have to be a little bit naive, though. A little bit. It has to be some naivety because
a healthy level of delusion.
Yeah, because it's like you have to exude that because you know how to at you.
Yeah.
You know what they say. If they say they ain't looking at us or not, they critiquing everything that we, from the way that we work out, from the way that we warm up before the game. This nigga ain't never warm up before the game.
Well, also to chime in on that is a new generation of how the media was operating too for high school guys. You see what I'm saying? So the hype around these guys, like, ah, damn, like they nice.
Because I remember you were coming out of high school.
It wasn't like this.
It was not.
It was. They watched these guys play on TV.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's when I knew about Melo. Watching him play, I think he was at Oak Hill. Watched him play at Oak Hill on ESPN. Yes.
Like,
damn,
that was All-Star Weekend in Philly.
It's crazy. It was changing at that moment.
Is this the Hummer game or no? That's a different one. My fault.
I was mad because Kobe.
All-American Kobe joint.
You bringing up shit to him against me?
Right.
Okay.